consider that just 6% of Americans have earned a master's degree, we realize just how much we've accomplished and how truly proud we should feel. So congratulations, graduates, you deserve it. Now, we all took different paths to get here. Some of us were born and raised in Nashville, others arrived from Seattle and Boston and everywhere in between. But there's one thing that we all have in common, and that is we didn't get here alone. We didn't and never could have reached this milestone today without the support of all of you in the audience. So on behalf of the 2011 Belmont graduates, I want to say thank you to all of you. To the proud and supportive parents, the kind and caring grandmothers and grandfathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, the loyal friends, the demanding elementary and middle and high school teachers we've had, the counselors, the coaches, the mentors, the dedicated and passionate Belmont faculty and professors back here behind me. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for believing in us, encouraging us, guiding us, and helping to make us the people that we are today. Your selflessness, your sacrifice, and your guidance means more to me than you could imagine. So, thank you to everybody. Now, a few weeks ago, I received a phone call from a young man who had just been accepted into the National Teaching Fellows Program. He was hoping that I, having gone through the program myself, could answer a few questions and ultimately help him decide whether or not he should join the Teaching Fellows Program and become a teacher in one of Nashville's highest need schools. I told him that while I did not want to have that kind of responsibility, I'd be glad to answer a few questions and see if he can make a decision on his own. And so we fired away, and he asked the typical questions that you ask new teachers all the time. You know, what are the students like? And so I told him they're amazing and hilarious and definitely entertaining. Is it hard to find a job in Metro? Not really. Was 6 weeks of training enough time to prepare you to be a classroom teacher? I guess, maybe. But he knew that it wasn't. How many hours a week do you work? How many hours are there a day again? And have you ever seen a fight in your school? A fight? Never. But one question really stuck out, and it's the one that stayed with me over these past few weeks. If you could do it all over again, he asked me, would you? And I paused because it was a great question, and in that moment I thought back to all the experiences that I've had teaching at Jerry Baxter Middle School here in East Nashville for the past 2 years. What things would I miss? Would I miss having to repeat simple requests seemingly 1,000 times a day? From please be quiet and put that away, to have a seat and no, you cannot go to the water fountain. That's what you get for you to hold back hot chips. Would I miss waking up and driving home in the dark with nothing but thoughts of doubt, depression, and disillusionment? Would I miss the constant questioning? Will I make it? Are my students learning anything? What is wrong with them? What is wrong with me? Am I even making a difference? Would I miss attempting to keep 127 pairs quiet in a hallway after the power shuts off during a tornado? Would I miss the disappointment of waking up to find that Davidson County has to be the only county in the whole state of Tennessee that is not called for a snow day? Would I miss all the wonderfully polite things my students have said to me over the past few years? From shut up talking to me and you petty to I'm going to go to guidance and get my schedule changed. My students definitely do not lack honesty. But I miss the times of trial and almost always plenty of error when a lesson I've spent hours planning is met with, this is boring and I don't get it. But I miss the feeling of hopelessness when my students have found a way to win for the day. And I sit helplessly at my desk wanting so badly just to play the unedited version of CeeLo Green's song, Forget You, and walk out of the room. But I miss working 60 and sometimes 70 hours a week for what amounts to little more than minimum wage. Would I miss Monday mornings mumbling to myself, is it Friday yet? Or Sunday nights wondering, where did that weekend go? Would I miss all the acronyms? You know, all the pressure that is put on schools from NCLB to make AYP by helping students with ADHD pass TCAP in the EOC. Sometimes I'm just like FML, OMG. A lot of people may not get all those acronyms, but we're not missing it. So back to the original question. Would I do it over again? Absolutely, I told them. Of course, teaching has been difficult and at times seemingly impossible, but no one said it was going to be easy. negativity consume me, and why I refuse to become one of those teachers who starts making excuses for their own inadequacies. It's not my fault they don't want to learn. They're just lazy. I can't help it if their parents don't care. At least I'm doing better than the other teachers. That mentality has plagued Americans' high-need schools for decades. And as members of the inaugural class of the National Teaching Fellows, we're supposed to be different. We're supposed to be unified by our belief that all students deserve the opportunity to learn, and that we will do whatever it takes to help them achieve success. That's why instead of dwelling on the negative, I find time to reflect on the positive, on all the amazing things that I would miss if I stopped teaching. I miss the satisfaction of seeing my students start to believe in themselves and fulfill their limitless potential. I miss dancing in my room after a great day and hoping that no one saw me. I miss watching my students celebrate after winning a 3-on-3 basketball tournament against teams from all over the state, proving that they are in fact winners. I miss the heart-to-heart conversations where students give you a glimpse into their lives, and you realize just how much they are unfairly forced to endure every day. I miss being a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a friend, a role model, a doctor, all at the same time. I miss the moments when the toughest student lets his guard down for a moment and accidentally giggles, and you realize that deep down they're all still kids. I'd miss their rapid maturity and fading innocence. I'd miss all the times they made me laugh, from their jokes and spot-on imitations, to their refreshing honesty, their general awkwardness, and their comically awful lies. I'd miss the fact that no two students and no 2 days are ever the same. I'd miss the moments during a lesson when I look around the classroom and I see all of my students engaged in learning. I'd miss the power that one individual has to better the lives of others. I'd miss the constant amazement at what students can and constantly do accomplish. I'd miss the compliments from, "This is my favorite class," and "Do we have to leave?" to "Can you teach us again next year?" and "Coach Amato is too cold at basketball." And lastly, I'd miss the indescribable feeling of knowing that I have in fact made a difference. So I shared some of these thoughts, not all of them obviously, but some of them with the young man, and by the end of our conversation he had convinced himself that he too was going to enroll in the National Teaching Fellows program this summer. "You won't regret it," I told him, "but if you do, don't blame me." While our conversation ended there, I would like to give him a little bit more advice before he gets started. What makes a good teacher? It's a question I've thought a lot about recently. But to answer it, I didn't have to analyze any research or read any textbooks or journal articles, or even talk with my brilliant professors here at Belmont. I asked the real experts, my students, and their answers were particularly insightful because in their eyes, good teachers respect their students, they care about them, and listen to what they have to say. They give students second chances, but don't fall for any of their excuses or lies. They're smart and intelligent, love what they do, and make learning fun. They're trustworthy and patient, funny but strict. They make sure students set goals and help them succeed in life. And finally, this is the last one that really stayed with me. It came from a student we all have had that gave me the most headaches, and the one student who I really didn't think could be reached. And he wrote, "Never give up on us. Never give up on us." And it was such a powerfully accurate statement, and it's really stayed with me because that's really all it comes down to. Through it all, through all the stress, the exhaustion, the things that we have of self-doubt, we still have an obligation to our students, an obligation to give them the best education possible, one that we would demand for ourselves and our children. Many of our students have already been let down by far too many people in their lives, and their teacher simply cannot be another one. And that's what I want to leave you all with this morning. I know that many of you, like me, would do this all over again if you had the chance. But now, with the hardest part behind us, I ask you this. Will you keep going? Will you continue to raise student achievement in the classrooms and with the students that need us the most? Because our students certainly hope you do. Thank you, and again, congratulations.